Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace, and I thought it'd be a good idea to put the sponsored section of this video right at the beginning because I've just uploaded a new page to my website that lists all of the gear that you're going to see in today's video with links to more information and where to purchase them. It was super easy to set up in Squarespace. Just click where you want to upload a new image, upload the image, add a caption, add some text. You can add buttons, maps, forms, all sorts of stuff. It's super easy and your website just looks great. You can use Squarespace as a blog, for your galleries, as an online shop to sell digital goods, physical goods or services. You can have members-only access areas. You can build a mailing list. It's basically everything you need to be a creative and build a business. So if you'd like to give Squarespace a try, head on over to squarespace.com/Alan. Start with one of their award-winning templates, and then when you're happy for your website to go live, use the code Alan at the checkout for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So let's find out what's in my bag. Okay, so this is the Shimoda Action X50 bag. It is absolutely perfect. I haven't got a bad thing that I could say about this bag. It suits all of my needs perfectly. And so if you're new to this channel, you're going to need a bit of context. My name is Alan Wallace and I'm a landscape astrophotographer. My work takes me to very remote locations. I love getting off the beaten path and hiking up mountains, down mountains, around mountains. And I also film myself on these adventures. So I need to take 2 tripods, 2 cameras, lots of lenses. And so ultimately I need a bag that can carry a lot of gear, but is also super comfortable. And the Action X50 has been the best bag that I have found. So small disclaimer, Shimoda gifted me this bag. They don't sponsor me, they don't pay me. I don't get any commission from sales. So rest assured my opinion is very honest, as it always will be. And just to show you that I put my money where my mouth is, this bag is the Explore 30-litre version 2, which I supported on Kickstarter. I just love Shimoda bags and I wish them all the success in the world. But I use that bag for daytime scouting trips, or if I'm just going into the city and I want to take my laptop and a camera or something, that's the perfect bag. But this is my main driver. The materials are incredible. I never worry about having to put a waterproof cover on. And it's just super, super comfortable, even when you've got a lot of heavy gear in there. So starting from the outside, let's get rid of these tripods. And this is my main tripod going forward this year. This is the 34C Benro tortoise tripod. It's the video version, not the photo version. The video version has this leveling head built in, which is super useful. And on top of there, I have the Leofoto VH30R two-way head. I'm not going to talk about this tripod and head in too much detail in this video because I've only just started using it. And I want to make an entire video about this new setup because there's a lot of talking points as an astrophotographer. So stay tuned for that. And then on the other side of the bag, which by the way, there's these nice bags that hang off here, which are good for like water bottles and tripods. And you can also tuck those back inside the bag as well. But this is also a Benro tortoise tripod, but this is the photo version, so it doesn't have the leveling head built in. And then this is the GX35 or 30, the GX30 ball head. I've been using this for probably nearly a year and a half now, and just been absolutely loving it. This is the TTOR24C. Small, lightweight, very, very sturdy. Absolutely loving it. As you guys may or may not already know, I'm an ambassador for Benro. I have been for many, many years now, but I absolutely love their products. And again, I don't get paid. I don't get commission from sales. So rest assured, my opinion is very honest. Before I put the tripods away, you will notice that I put glow-in-the-dark tape on my tripods. That just allows me to see my tripods in the dark without having to turn my head torch on. And there are also Velcro patches that I've stuck on all the legs, which I'll show you why shortly. But spinning the bag around, these straps are so damn comfortable. And they've got these amazing big pockets with zips as well. So lots of people use them for their telephone or a water bottle, but I like to have quick access to stuff that I use very regularly. So In this side, I've got my Petzl Actic head torch. Very, very important tool as an astrophotographer. It has a very low setting, which I love. You don't need bright head torches at night. They're a very low setting. On that low setting, the battery life is like weeks. It's ridiculous. But if you press and hold, it also has a red light function. All astrophotographers will use red lights because it doesn't make your pupils contract. So when your eyes adjust and adapt to the dark, looking at a bright light will make your pupil contract and you lose that biological night vision. But the dim red light doesn't do that to your eyes. So this is why all astronomers and astrophotographers will use dim red light instead of sort of bright lights. On the other side, I have my intervalometer. I use this quite a lot for time-lapsing, for doing exposures that are longer than 30 seconds. Of course, I've got the cable in there as well. And I love that it zips up, so there's no chance of this falling out. And on the back here, I've got the soft side of the Velcro, so I can just stick it on my tripod and not worry about it. And I do that with quite a lot of my gear, so that I can just stick it to the tripod leg. It's just so quick and easy. I love it. Back to the other side, I have the wireless receiver for this intervalometer. So I can use this as like a wireless remote or a wireless intervalometer. That can be super helpful a lot of times, especially if I'm trying to take a selfie of myself in the landscape. Flipping the bag around again, there's a huge front pocket here where I normally keep a jacket. This is a down jacket. Super lightweight but incredibly insulated. The warmth to weight ratio on these things is just absolutely phenomenal, and I always have a down jacket in my bag. Other times I'd stuff my sleeping bag in here. If I'm camping out, I can stuff my sleeping bag in there, take it out of the sack that it comes in, and stuff it down in that front pocket, which is awesome. There's a couple of pockets here, which I don't use regularly, but I do like to put snacks in there when I'm out hiking, some energy bars or whatever. And there's also the Shimoda travel pouch, very thin pouch with a padded divider in the middle, so you get sort of two pouches. This is a basic first aid kit, so I've got paracetamol, Rennies for heartburn, some bandages, an emergency blanket. That just kind of stays in there just in case. So it's very basic, but pretty much usually all I need. Any sort of injuries that are worse than that, I'm just going to get myself back to safety and off the mountains. So, and flinging the bag around again. So we've got the rear access. I'm just going to open that up. And this is where all the gear lives. So, first up, let's go through the cameras. This is normally an A7S III, but I'm currently filming on the A7S III. This is my Astro modified A7S II. And on there is the 24mm f1.4 G Master, which pretty much lives on my A7S III, because that's the lens that I film my vlogs on. It's the brightest lens, the brightest wide-angle lens to use filming at night, which is why it's always on my A7S III. And it's my favourite lens of all time. It's just absolutely incredible. Small, lightweight, performs amazing for astrophotography, even sort of down to f1.4, which is crazy. And it's just everything you could ask for in a wide-angle prime for astrophotography. The other camera is my Astro modified A7 III. This is my main stills camera, and I have a video all about Astro modified cameras on my channel, which I'll link in the description down below. And on here is the Sony 14mm f1.8 G Master. Again, small, lightweight, super fast, wide open aperture, performs amazing for astrophotography. And it's just everything you could possibly ask for in a wide-angle astrophotography lens. It's truly, truly amazing, especially after the Sigma Art, which was an absolute monster. Now, I'm using the medium DSLR core unit from Shimoda. They do offer a mirrorless unit, but I use the DSLR because it's deeper. And so underneath those two cameras that I just pulled out, I've got these little flaps where I can store a couple of lenses. So on this side, I've got another 24mm f1.4 G Master because, as I said, this is my favorite lens. The 24mm focal length is my favorite. And because I'm always filming myself with one of these, there's always times when I want to take a shot with that lens and I have to swap lenses all the time. And so I bought a second one that I can use to take stills. And then the other side, lately I've been keeping the Sony 85mm f1.8 lens. I've been absolutely loving this lens. It's a really nice focal length for the moon and planets, as well as super high resolution panoramas of the Milky Way and the night sky in general. Way cheaper than the G Master, smaller, lighter, and performs way better for Astro than the G Master. It's a super lightweight lens, nice and small, and I've really fallen in love with this lens. It's nice to have in the bag because normally I'm shooting wide angle, but every now and then you kind of want a bit more reach, and this has been my favorite for the past year. Sometimes the lenses I have in these little cubby holes changes depending on what I'm shooting. Other options would be the 20mm f1.8 Sony lens or the 35mm f1.4 G Master Sony lens. And I very recently picked up the 50mm f1.4 Zeiss lens, which performs absolutely incredible for astrophotography. So I'm looking forward to using that a lot this year. Up in the top, I've got the Move Shoot Move Star Tracker. Just fits in the bag so nicely. Got the tracker, ball head to go on top of the tracker, the laser and the laser mount. Everything I need to get star tracking nice and quickly. Just absolutely perfect for wide angle astro in a very neat little package that fits in there so brilliantly. Underneath there, of course, the Move Shoot Move V mount, which I designed. Most people prefer the Z mount, but I prefer the Z mount for its simplicity because I just use it on top of my star tracker to get a nice level base to work from, and do my panoramas makes things a lot easier. It's just an awesome little thing. Filters have the Astronomic 12nm hydrogen alpha filter. This is a filter that can only be used on Astro modified cameras, or only makes sense to use on Astro modified cameras. Again, I have an entire video about this, so I'll put that in the description down below. And then of course the Star Glow filter, which I designed and is being manufactured by Case. This makes the bright stars glow and bloat, hides the fainter stars, and just makes the constellation stand out a lot better. Again, I have an entire video about this, so I'll put that in the video description down below, and you can go and check that out. It has been out of stock for a few months now. Unfortunately, there are supply chain issues, not just in China, but all over the world, and we're having a tough time manufacturing these right now, but hopefully they'll be back in stock soon. In this side, I just chuck whatever else I need. The Rode Video microphone. I love this thing because it doesn't require any batteries, so you never have to worry about charging it. It's just a really good backup microphone, and it sounds great as well. I also have my Anker 10,000 milliamp hours portable battery bank, which I can use to charge my phone, or if I need to charge my camera when I'm out and about, or I use it with a lens warmer. At the moment, I've been using the Hyder anti-fog belt. This was gifted to me very recently. Works great. It has an annoying blue light on the dial, and I contacted Hyder and said, look, it'd be better if it was a faint red light, and they said they're going to change it on the next design update. So that's good news. That's been great. And then down this side, there's a thin row to have little accessories and bits and bobs. So I've got a rocket blower to get dust off the sensor. If you've ever used a Sony mirrorless camera, you'll know how important this is. Underneath there, I have this awesome small rig multi-tool, which has pretty much everything I need. That's always in my bag. I love that bit of kit, nice and compact and easy to carry. In this little cubby hole, I have two lights, both of them from Aperture. I think this is the ALM9, And then this is the, I'm not sure because I've stuck Velcro over the model name because sometimes I stick these to my tripods. But I'll put it up on screen. It's an RGB, so it does all the various colors as well. And it's good to have one as a backup for the other one. But I use these to film my vlogs. They're very small and compact and fit in this tiny little hole in my bag. In the next one down, I keep the wireless Rode microphones that I use for these videos and for my vlogs. And then in the next one down, I have my spare batteries in a little JJC case. I also keep like spare AA's and AAA's in there. And that's pretty much the day-to-day setup of my bag. And I change little things here and there depending on what I'm going to shoot or where I'm going. So for example, if I'm going to photograph the moon, I will take my Sony 100 to 400 or maybe the Sigma 150 to 600 moon bazooka. So this lens here, and this fits nicely in this little hole above the main core unit. So I can just sort of slot it in there, which is quite nice. But if I have it mounted to a camera, like so, because I've made these sort of like flappy doors along this channel of the Shimoda bag, it fits in my bag quite nicely. I can move that lens collar out of the way. And so the bag is very quickly adaptable with these sort of flaps that I've made. So when I've got a big lens on like this, it doesn't take much juggling of the core unit to be able to fit that in, which is great. And then another thing is that I have this, well, I have a few of these small core units. This one is for my Skywatcher Star Adventurer Star Tracker, all of the bits and bobs that I need for that. And again, this can just slot in above the other core unit nice and quickly. So if I'm ever going to do some deep sky astrophotography, I could just pull this core unit, chuck it in the bag, and I'm ready to go nice and quickly. I also have another one of these for my time-lapse gear, which unfortunately I haven't used for quite a while. I just haven't had the time. I forgot to mention this multi-mat, which lives underneath the core unit on my bag. It provides an extra bit of padding, but it's also great to sit on, especially if the ground is cold or wet or sort of sharp rocks. And I can use it to put gear on when I'm outdoors as well. Coming up to the top of the bag, there is a expandable roll top here, which gives you a lot of room, extra room. Look at that, it's crazy. You can just stuff so much stuff down there. So when I'm traveling, I actually use this as my suitcase and put all my clothes, my tripods and everything in there. And the camera unit that's inside here, I put in a little wheelie to take on the plane with me, which works really great. But you don't have to open the roll top every time. There's an access zip on the top here to get into that main compartment, which has got a couple of pockets on the front and the back. In one of those pockets, I keep this Shimoda accessory pouch. I really like this accessory pouch. This one's labeled spares. The reason for that is I have a couple more. This one, for example, is for the DJI Pocket, which I've been using for daytime vlogging and also vlogging where it's a bit awkward having a big vlogging camera, like when you're getting on an aeroplane or something, or you're in public somewhere and you don't want to be carrying around a huge camera. The DJI Pocket's really, really good, especially when you're hiking, because you can just pull it out of your pocket, vlog something really, really quickly and put it back in your pocket and carry on hiking. So I've been enjoying the DJI Pocket. In my spares pouch, this basically never leaves my bag, or whenever I take it out, it goes straight back in because it's a bit of a golden rule. But I have a spare head torch. Again, it's a Petzl Tikka Actic. I also have a spare intervalometer because that's something I use quite frequently. And then in these accessory pouches, there's a padded pocket at the back. I have a grey card, which I use for setting custom white balances with my Astro modded cameras. I have a bag full of 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch adapters and Arca Swiss bolts and screws and little general gubbins that could ruin a night if you forget them or you don't have one. sensor cleaning swab to get stubborn dust off the sensor, which the rocket blower doesn't. Spare Arca Swiss plate, just in case, you never know. Spare SD card. And then a couple of hex keys, very small hex keys, which don't come with the small rig multi-tool that I showed you earlier. And I'm already going to put this back in my bag because I get uncomfortable when this is not in my bag. It has to be there because if it's not, one day I might find myself missing a shot or missing something, and yeah, being very upset and disappointed because I didn't have a little adapter or an Arca Swiss plate or something. Lastly, when I go traveling, I like to take this in-case travel pouch with me. It's really great for all my charging stuff, basically. So in the main pocket, I'll have my little small rig aluminium case, which houses some SD cards, SIM card tools, mini SD cards, that kind of stuff. Then got a European charger for my phone, quick charger. I've got a USB charger for AA's and AAA's, and then a USB charger for my Sony batteries. And then there's just great organization for cables. I like small cables because they don't take up much space. A little pocket for tiny things like a SD card reader and USB adapters, and another spare USB card with a micro SD card reader. And it's just a really great pouch. And yeah, that is pretty much what is in my bag, my general setup. Really nice and quickly adaptable because, you know, it really matters what I'm going to go and shoot. If I'm photographing the moon, or I'm doing deep sky astrophotography, or if I'm hiking a mountain. It's very adaptable, very quick and easy, and super comfortable. Beautiful materials of this bag, and that is my setup. I've been very much focusing on small, lightweight prime lenses. Thankfully, Sony have been delivering these over the past few years at an amazing rate. So that's been really, really awesome. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. So thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Hope you found it interesting. I'll put links to as much stuff as I possibly can in the description down below. And if you have questions about any of this gear, get in the comments down below. It'd be interesting to know your thoughts. So if you're going out to enjoy the night sky anytime soon, I wish you good luck and clear skies.